Hello there and welcome back to the Nish the Fifth channel. I'm Nish and I'll be the host today. So today I'm coming back with a different type of video. We will be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy A21s. This was launched in 2020 and I'll be answering the question, should I buy the Samsung Galaxy A21 in 2021? So Samsung have made all sorts of smartphones in all sorts of categories, from their flagships to their budgets. Today we have one of their A-series devices, which is the A21s. So how have Samsung managed to pull it off? Well, let's first of all start off with the price. So this A21s is priced at £200 or below in the UK. This will vary on which country you live in and which model you get, but here in the UK I have the £160 model. So here are the specs for the A21s. It is powered by an Exynos 850 chip, 32GB of storage, 3GB RAM, a 6.5-inch LCD display, and a 5000 mAh. So the 6.5-inch PLS TFT display is Samsung's own LCD display. Although in general AMOLED displays do produce more vibrant and sharper colours, this should not put you down, as the 6.5-inch LCD display on the Samsung A21s is absolutely amazing. So I am playing a small Among Us game, as you can see, and I'm having no issues in frame rates or graphics, and you can see this because I am using the inbuilt screen recorder to show you the screen. If you would like to see some more Among Us content, there should be a pop-out coming out in the top right hand corner of the screen. If you click on that, you can watch one of my Among Us videos, and I've got around 3, so might be coming on a 4th, but yeah, check those out. So now on to the battery life. So the Samsung Galaxy A21s packs in a massive 5000 mAh battery. This is absolutely amazing, as you could use this if you're going to go out or just use the phone a lot. So I've got a massive 7 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time, and I've managed to have 25 or 20% left over, so that's absolutely amazing. Now moving on to the quad camera setup. So the quad camera setup features a 2 megapixel depth sensor, 48 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. So let me show you these in action. The 48 megapixel main camera shown is quite vibrant and produces sharp colours, which you can see. Now, pointing this to direct sunlight, this doesn't do much damage to the image quality, as around the sunlight you can still see that amazing quality. Now moving on to the 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, here you can see some distortion around the sides of the images, but still no massive complaints, as the main image is perfectly fine. Now, coming onto the 2 megapixel macro camera, it's not the best, needs a lot of light to perform quite well, but it's okay. So, hello there, it's Nish the Fish, recording on the Samsung A21s. So, this is 1080p 30fps recording. Unfortunately, there is no image stabilization on the main camera, but this is 1080p 30fps. If you wanted 60fps, you're going to have to drop that resolution down to 720p. So you can see it's quite easy to focus. Moving on to the plants, which is more harder to focus on, but still this camera has no problems with focusing. It has some good background blur, and it's reasonable at focusing. That's quite good, quite easy, and it needs no input. If you were to put some input, you can tap on the screen to focus where you want your picture to, but this is an amazing camera. And yeah, this is 1080p 30fps, as I said earlier on. Now moving on to this plant, we can see there's reasonable background blur over here, and Sorry about that, there's quite a lot of wind. But it's very good background blur, and overall it has a cinematic look, and this is amazing. Moving down onto this, you can still see that cinematic feel on the camera. And then also, while you are using the video, you can also take some images as well. You're hearing me out of the actual microphone in the A21s, so let me know how you think about the microphone quality. And yeah, there's no stabilization whatsoever, so you're just gonna have to be as stable as possible when you're taking some shots. Moving on to the ultra wide camera, you can already see that there is much more field of view, and going up close is okay, but this is also 1080p 30 fps recording, so okay, but you can definitely see that difference in field of view. The color around the sides of the video isn't as accurate as the main 48 megapixel camera. You're also hearing me out of the A21s microphone as well, so there you go. Moving on to the plant, we can see that we have the same plant, and there is no other focus angles. There's only one fixed focus, and there's no background blur in this, and it's quite hard to actually get it to focus on what you'd want. And going close up to images, to things and objects, doesn't help either, as that does no difference. Moving on to this plant here, we can see there is also a lot of distortion around the sides, but it's reasonable. Not as much as what's in the images as I showed you earlier, but it's still perfectly fine. So as you could see there, the camera quality was absolutely amazing. Video quality was pretty good for the money, and that was pretty good. But there are some downsides which I need to let you know. There is no dust resistance or water resistance, and unfortunately we do not have Samsung's AKG earbuds. But here's the conclusion. This is a great phone for a student such as myself, or a phone for a person who doesn't need the power of a flagship CPU. It's good for a little bit of gaming and a little bit of multitasking. Overall, it's absolutely amazing, and I'll be using this phone from now on. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Leave a like down below, comment on what I should do next, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.